Hey y'all, Dennis here. Hey, we're going to do something a little different today. When we got started doing this, which wasn't too long ago, we made the commitment to ourselves and to you guys that we wouldn't turn down trying to help on a single case that come to us. And we continue to stand by that. In the last 3 months, we've had over 60 missing persons cases come our way. And obviously that time period, we haven't gotten to look at each and every one yet, but we will be doing that. And I can't give a time frame, obviously, on how long it's going to take to get to a particular case. But we got to talking about it and thinking about it, and we don't want to just sit on these cases. So what I will start doing is, we call it our case layout video, where typically when we would have the case come in, we would do the layout video for you, explain who these people are, where they're from, the details of the case. And because we know many of you look into these cases as well, you guys send us information all the time. It is greatly appreciated. So we thought maybe if we would do case layout videos where we would lay out 3 or 4 of these cases at a time, that's helping to keep the cases in the public eye. It gives it to some of you guys who look into these cases, dig for information as well. So instead of sitting on a shelf, they're being worked on. And many of these cases will look familiar. Other teams have worked on them. I've seen these on YouTube before. These aren't cases that we go in digging to find. Somebody has contacted us about these cases. Sometimes it's one of our viewers, sometimes it's family or friends of the missing person, and including some of these cases that are going to be more familiar to some of you all. So we're not just actively out searching for new cases. Honestly, we haven't had to. They're coming in almost daily. And we take down all the information on them, and then now we're going to start doing it like this. And if this doesn't work out good for you guys as well, we'll change this up. But for now, we're going to give this a try and see how it goes. So today I've got 4 cases we're going to do layouts on. And the first one is one of those, I hate saying it this way, but more popular cases. It's a better known case. And we are talking about the Richard Pertone, Danelle Imbo out of Pennsylvania. And we'll start with Richard. He was born in 1969, 5'9", 200 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes. Danelle was born in 1970. She's 5'5", 117 pounds, brown hair, hazel eyes. They were last seen leaving a bar or restaurant on the 400 block of South Street on Saturday, February 9th of 2005 at 11:45 p.m. So the last date they were seen is February 19th of 2005. They were in a 2001 Dodge Dakota truck. Color was black over silver with the Pennsylvania tag YFH 2319. And if you have any information on this case, the phone number that you could call it in is 877-345-TIPS. And as always, if you're not comfortable reaching out to them, you can get that information to us and we will make sure it gets into the right hands. So this is one of those that, Adventures with Purpose has been down on. There's been some others down on doing the searches, and so far they have not been found. So we will be working on this case, and we invite you, please, jump into this case, see what you could find. We're going to move on to our second, and I've mentioned many times I'm not that good with names, so hopefully I'm getting these names right. This one is Zeta Gordon. And she has been missing since November 5th in 1992 from Atchison County, Kansas. She was 43 years old, white male, 5'5", 105 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes. She wears contact lenses and has pierced ears. And I've got written down basically what's on here. She was last seen as she left her family's residence in Atchison County, Kansas at 2 a.m. October 5th of 1992. So I hope I said October and not November, but October 5th of 1992. After an argument with her husband, Wayne Gordon. She said she wanted to take a drive to cool off, but she never been heard from again. She left behind 3 children between the ages of 9 and 23. One of them witnessed her leaving the house that night. 2 of Zeta's children discovered her white Chrysler LeBaron parked in a lot near an abandoned farmhouse in Atchison County the following day. Her purse and her suitcase were located inside of the car. The convertible top was down, the keys were in the ignition, the radio was turned on, but there was no sign of her at the scene. It was soon after they found her car that her children reported her missing. There were about 10 possible sightings of Zeta in the local area in the weeks after her disappearance, some reported by people who knew her. None of the sightings were confirmed, however. Her husband, Wayne, a dentist and the son of a former Kansas state senator, divorced Zeta in January of 1994 and remarried in 1997. He did commit suicide in January of 1998 at the age of 48, hanging himself at a Boy Scout camp where he had often volunteered. He left no note and no indication as to his motive. The police did not call him a suspect in Zeta's disappearance. Many rumors about his possible involvement circulated the local community, and he was considered a person of interest in her case. Zeta was studying interior design at the time of her disappearance. Authorities believe she was the victim of a homicide, as it would be uncharacteristic of her to abandon her children and her elderly mother. Her case remains unsolved. This is another one of those sad cases. Every one of these is sad. I mean, every one of these tug at the heart. And I mean, this one, she has kids, So if you do have information on this case, or if you do find something, you could call the Crime Stoppers Tips Hotline at 816-474-8477. Our Kansas KBI at 785-296-4017. And again, we're going to put all their flyers up on our Facebook page. If you haven't already checked it out, it's Muddy Water Search and Recovery, our page on Facebook. And we'll have all of our flyers up on that. I gave you the wrong numbers. That was for the next case. I don't have the numbers for the Cape. Those numbers will work in this case as well, so we're good. Took me a second there. I jumped ahead to the next case on here. And this next case, this is one that law enforcement is still very, very actively seems to be investigating. Wasn't long ago that they went and executed some search warrants, but we're talking about Angela Green. And again, these flyers will all be on our Facebook page. Angela Green is missing from Prairie Village, Kansas since June 19th of 2019. 5'9", 116 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. There have been conflicting reports as to what happened, as also of where she is. Angela's daughter was told by her dad that Angela passed away in July of a stroke, but she is not sure of this or any of his other claims. Police have gotten some conflicting statements about her whereabouts that are a little concerning to them. Police say they are treating Angela's case as a missing persons investigation and are working with several other agencies to try to locate her. And we'll have this on our Facebook page. I was able to find that Angela's daughter had just got home from studying in Italy. She is a college student. I don't want to mention the schools or anything. Her and her mom got in a little argument, and her mom asked her to leave, which was unusual. That had never happened before. And she didn't hear from her mom for 3 days. Then she got a text from her dad saying that Angela had been committed to a psychiatric hospital after a mental health crisis. He had threatened to commit her before, but never did. He wouldn't give specifics about the hospital, the diagnosis, or progress. Just said the hospital is down south and she's staying there till she gets better. Ellie's boyfriend, his mother asked the dad if she could visit Angela, but the request was ignored. 3 weeks later, Ellie asked to meet with her father to discuss what was going on with Angela. They met July 16th, and he told Ellie, her boyfriend, and the boyfriend's family that Angela had suffered a stroke and died at the hospital. He didn't provide any details and asked them not to tell Angela's family. And again, I want to point out, this is all allegedly. I'm going off of what I have found on public records. So I do want to make that clear. This is allegedly. Jeffrey told Ellie Angela was cremated by either the facility or an unknown funeral home, and an unknown organization delivered her ashes to the house. No service or obituary was published. In February of 2020, Ellie told her maternal aunt, who in turn asked Jeffrey for a copy of the death certificate. He told Ellie he had a copy at the house and would text a copy, but he never did. And again, all allegedly. Kansas Department of Health and Environment were unable to find proof of Angela's death after conducting a nationwide search. Angela's niece called the police to do a welfare check. And Jeffrey told officers she was alive and well and had run away with a friend, but did not provide any details. And a missing persons report had been filed. I do know that there were search warrants carried out at least 3 locations at this point. I don't want to go into any information as to any findings on those. I will say Jeffrey has not been named as a person of interest or a suspect at the time of this. If that changes, I will make sure to keep you updated. But I don't want to go into details of what they may have found on those searches, just because I wouldn't want to risk jeopardizing a law enforcement investigation. So now we have Mortz Jermaine Ward. He's missing from Wichita, Kansas, missing since June 23rd of 2021, 32 years of age. He's around 5'9 to 5'10", 170 pounds, black hair, dark brown eyes. No one has seen or heard from him since midday, Wednesday, June 23rd. He drives a gray 2006 Pontiac, unknown model or tag number. And again, if you have any information of the whereabouts, this flyer says please call 911 immediately, or the Wichita, Kansas Police Department, or the KBI. And again, this flyer will be over on our Facebook page. We should have those up by the end of the weekend. We should have all of the flyers that we have going on over on that Facebook page. And I also want to say, if you haven't hit the subscribe button here with us on YouTube, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications. We have a lot of stuff going on with new cases coming in, but we have a lot of stuff going on with the cases that we've been working on, including some searches. We got more Randy Leach searches coming up. We got Billy Bob and Mary Lou Brown couple searches coming up on that one. You're not going to want to miss out on those. We are hoping to be able to do another Summer Wells update in the coming days. And there was another one. Those cases are upstairs. There was another one we're hoping to do an update on it. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. Please share our videos. Help us get the word of these cases out. The more people that's aware and actively looking, the better the odds get of finding some of these people, hopefully alive and well. One of the cases that come into us, and it's still upstairs too, I don't have the guy's name, but he was actually one we were going to do a layout video on today, and I just got the word that he was found safe. So that was really, really good news. That's the best case scenario when you're doing this, is hoping for that kind of ending. So that was really good news. So we're gonna we'll be doing several of these style videos in the coming day. We'll do at least 3 or 4 case layouts. Some of them we may do a little bit more than that. We don't want to overwhelm it, but we do want to make sure we get all these cases out in the public eye. So, till next time, go check out Crooked Trail Design's website. I'll put the link to that in the description. Megan has added a lot more stuff to her website, doing incredible work. And that's also where you could find our Muddy Water Search and Recovery t-shirts. We've got new designs that are starting to come out for that as well. And so for now, we'll call this a wrap. Until next time, y'all stay safe and let's try to bring some of these people home.